a day late but not really a dollar short. Welcome back, everyone. J-Bone here for Total Nonstop Impact Talk for Impact fans right here this Friday night. Wait, Friday night? Yeah, it's Friday night. God.
All right.
That reminds me, I need to watch SmackDown. Oh, sorry. We're here for Impact Talk. That's right. We got Bill, we got Alicia, we got myself. How is everyone doing?
Good, except I'm realizing I may have drawn my eyebrows on uneven.
Oh, jeez, Alicia.
To be a woman, Jesus.
Oh, my God.
I just can't stop noticing that.
Guys have problems. Like sometimes we'll wax one testicle and not wax the other one. It's. Oh, sorry.
I don't think you were supposed to spill those beans, buddy.
Are we already doing a Manscaped commercial?
Guys, we might as well jump right into that.
I can't be the only one, right, Bill?
I think you are. Well, Jesus.
My wife in the other room. Dude, what?
Now we know where you've been, J-Bone.
Trey's going to have some questions later. Be ready.
You didn't catch it, did you?
I did. Got the ears of a hawk.
It's all for you, baby. It's all for you. Lies. All lies. Yes, by all means, as we get into all of tonight's stuff from last night, which is so awkward, but nonetheless, we're here. Please visit all of the links down in the description of the video, including our beloved sponsor, Manscaped. Get your 20% off plus free shipping. The code is, what is it, TNI? It's down there.
It's somewhere.
I'm not looking at it. I always forget what it is, but it's in the description of the video. Please go visit it.
Go, get your Manscaped and do both.
And it's, you know what? It's a great time of year to do it. You want to, you're like, it's a last minute gift for that person you don't know what to get for. Guess what? It's not all about the privates. They have a bunch of great gifts for his and hers. So go check it out.
You can do all your shopping there.
I don't know about all the shopping, but
You can do all the shopping.
There's a lot of stuff under that tree this year.
People are hairy in the winter.
For that significant other that you wish was a little less fuzzy. We even got Hakeem Fullerton in here. What is up, brother? Great to see everyone in here. So we're going to cover a bunch of different stuff tonight. We're going to talk about last night's show. There is a lot of news. And honestly, I think we're going to focus more on the news than anything, just because it is pretty exciting coming up to the end of the year with the rebirth of TNA, and it's all about that now, right? And then we'll also give you guys, last but certainly not least, a preview for tomorrow night's final resolution. Is that what it is?
Final resolution. Come on, Jim.
Final resolution. I almost said revolution because TNA was always a revolution. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay, all right. I thought you were going to go in another direction.
No, nothing. No, I'm done being weird. Bullshit. Anyways,
it's not a guarantee. This podcast.
This podcast. Come on.
Us. Weird? Never.
I resemble that great. Let's shoot, Bill. Let's play the jingle. Let's talk about some news, shall we?
Jiminy Christmas.
And now, after weeks on the road,
Not here with news. It is back. Searching for my fake wrestling news.
Do we still have the old one where there's like someone in the background? Didn't I'll do something like that once? I forget what that was.
Someone in the background?
Yeah, there's me at the desk with all the screens in the background, but then there was like someone in a chair. I forget who that was. I know I'm dating the show that goes way back.
Yeah, you have to go back there.
I smoke a lot of weed, buddy. I don't remember.
Oh yes, you know what? Let's start off with that bonus, baby. That's a great place to start. So we got the announcement, and honestly, because of the holiday, and I don't know what you guys covered when I wasn't around, so we're just gonna catch up on a little bit of everything. I think this is amazing news. Not only are we going to get what was announced last night, we'll talk about that in a second. I was very excited to see that Will Ospreay is returning to what is going to be the new TNA in the new year. Can't wait to see this. And
How is this happening?
You know what? Just roll with it.
I know you probably were expecting the other announcement. We'll get to it.
I don't know what to expect anymore. Life is crazy.
Right. It's nice to see that everything that he said in Chicago about the brand that is going to be TNA was not bullshit, because he talked about how he wanted to be in a TNA ring in the new year.
Yeah.
And I can't wait, and especially having the opportunity, even though as quick as it was, to meet him. And he just seemed genuine. Sometimes you talk to someone, you get an autograph, and you walk away and you're just kind of like, I wish that was a little better. Everyone comes up a little different.
Yep.
And I tell you what, man, Will Ospreay could not have been more excited to been there. That's the genuine feeling I got when I was talking to him. I was legit starstruck, because I'm like, man, this guy is legit a top 5 wrestler in the world right now. And yes, even though he signed with another 3-letter brand, it don't matter. He's coming back,
Yeah.
And hey.
Oh yeah, that was going to be my question. You kind of answered that.
Go ahead.
All right. I was going to say, didn't he sign somewhere else?
Well, he's going to sign there because he's still under New Japan.
Right.
Oh,
That's
okay.
why that's January.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. So because he even said when he showed up on AEW television, he's like, I'm asking you guys to be patient. I need to wrap some stuff up with New Japan. I will be back. But I look at it this way: as much as some people think about the brand AEW, look at it this way. If he had signed with WWE, he wouldn't be coming back to TNA.
Well, it depends. If he wasn't starting until February,
so just look at it that way.
Any company, he wouldn't have done it.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
True that.
This is New Japan. Yeah. Like New Japan. This ain't AEW doing anything. This is New Japan.
Yeah. So, and it shows it shows that we still have, a positive relationship with several other companies. So I look at it that way. So, okay. So along with Will Ospreay, and I just wanted to touch on that because I didn't think I had the chance. J-Bo. It's been a couple weeks. Now, last night we got an even bigger announcement. It kind of depends on who you like and who you watch. But we got the announcement of I guess you can call it the return.
Oh, it's a return.
Return/debut. I mean, you can call it a debut because it's a completely different company. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But we are getting It's TNA. It's a different company, TNA.
Well, he was there in TNA.
He was. So you can call it a return / debut in the old new TNA. Kazuka, you know what? I'm gonna bomb that first. I'm just gonna say Okada is coming to Snake Eyes in Vegas. How are we feeling about Okada finally coming to TNA?
And his jacket matches the theme.
He always looks like $1,000,000. He does.
The jacket says it all.
No, this has been teased. This goes back to the Good Brothers, where they were saying they were the ones that kind of put it out there. He's going to come back. It's like it was a matter of when, not if Okada was going to be here. So he's now officially coming back to TNA, that's one of the people talk about hell freezing over in wrestling, and now it's official here, because that's one of the guys that most people thought would never step foot back in the company. But look at it,
he's coming.
Year plus, we had Nick Aldis, who had unceremoniously end. Like, I know people are starting to talk about, like, anything can happen. Tessa Blanchard? Would it shock you?
No.
I would be shocked.
Honestly, at this point, with the way, because like over the last handful of years, professional wrestling as a whole is constantly evolving. People are going from this brand to that brand. Sometimes it's a little more often than not. With the new year, obviously comes the likes of contracts ending, people searching free agency. We'll get to that in a minute. And I honestly think that, we're a little biased because we love the brand of Impact Wrestling, but I honestly think that this whole TNA thing is pretty exciting. Some people I've heard of saying, oh, it's by the end of the year, no one's going to give a shit. Well, you know what? It's the end of the year for Impact Wrestling is always, they always do a bunch of odd things just to get through the end of the year. Well, they did the show in Mexico.
They did more because they had been running Florida the last 2 years. They didn't do that this year, so it's a little different. But obviously, it's the closing of the Impact and back to TNA. So it doesn't shock me going into a rebrand that they kind of cut back before. Like the key's going to be, and you see they're loading up for TV to start off the new year. So that's going to be an interesting to see how this works for them. That they're going to go with the momentum. And I know we got some more news about the availability of Impact coming up, but there's a lot of things this is all going together. So I think you're going to see more of that big focus for 24. Once they made the announcement with TNA, and I think you go back, I know that's what I was thinking, like these early releases about production enhancements and with all these things going into the new TNA, it felt like the end of the year was going to be like, get through it, see what happens. Like, interesting to see how you put it all together, but really it's going to be January. We were kind of in a little bit of a holding pattern.
Yeah. So, and so we've got the additions to the tapings. We got Will Ospreay and Okada coming to some very
two of the
big
best
names.
wrestlers in the world. Two of the best wrestlers in the world.
Yeah. So
and Okada, I would have put a couple of years ago by far the number one. And if you look at any of the ratings out there, but even my personal from seeing him live during like New Japan and Ring of Honor crossover shows years ago, he was definitely the best wrestler in the world.
Oh, sure. Yeah. And it's all subjective, but if for those of you who are, I haven't seen him since back then, and you may not watch, go find some highlights from his series of matches with Kenny Omega. It's some of the most intense Japanese wrestling that there is. It's good stuff.
And I would say go to the Tanahashi matches before that. I know they had more recent, but the classic Tanahashi matches from like 5-6 years ago, those are unbelievable.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's one of the biggest rivalries over the last decade in that company.
Cool. I'll let you guys know, so I'm gonna let you guys do all the.
Well, I was just gonna ask
really
you.
Just chatting up. This will be my first time ever seeing, other than when he was in TNA last time, which I don't. God, that was years ago. I don't remember.
But you're in for
hidden
a treat.
gem.
I'm never let down. That's for sure.
It's great to see him finally come. Now, along with that, we got the announcement of hang on. Bill, I'm going to have you take over for a minute. I want you to talk about the you got the thing on the Endeavor.
I will pull it up, the Endeavor.
Okay.
News.
If you could do that, I'll be back in just a little bit. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, I won't do the screenshot, but I will.
No. That's fine. Just start the conversation. That's fine.
Okay. All right. No problem.
Ooh.
So yes, continuing in the news, for streaming. Well, first of all, rebranding of Impact Plus, the TNA Plus. So, like, because the TNA theme's coming.
Yeah.
So that's happening. But now it's actually going to be streamed through a new platform, which is Endeavor's streaming platform is going to handle it. And Endeavor is obviously the company, and it was funny kind of seeing like the internet wrestling community and the dirt sheets. Well, they weren't really, but it was mainly people like they thought somehow that meant Endeavor, which is in concert with WWE. Somehow WWE now was owned Impact, but that's not how any of that is. So it's just more that they have this huge platform, Endeavor, and it should now get like more worldwide exposure for the streaming service. So there are tiers for it and everything. That more information has been coming out today. Let me pull up the latest here on it, because there's a lot. So it's actually starting January 5th. And it's a multi-year deal. It's going to have a new look, new features, everything like that. But the thing that got everybody talking in these different tiers, there's going to be what they call the special attraction tier, which gives you pretty much like kind of like what you get with like the YouTube Ultimate Insider and the old Impact Plus. It's the library, the weekly show, the specials now, which will obviously not be Impact Plus, will be TNA Plus specials. You get everything except for the big 4 pay-per-views. And so for that package, that's $9.99 a month or $95.99 a year. What they are calling the World Championship package has everything just described, plus the big 4 pay-per-views included. And that's $219.99 per year. So that has to be bought in a year base. So obviously by doing that, if you normally buy all 4 pay-per-views, you do get a savings there of, I think, about $10 per pay-per-view. So depending, if you know you're somebody that gets all that anyway, that's definitely a savings. But we'll see how they fine-tune that all, because I know they're going to offer existing customers a discount. So we'll kind of see what that is too. But at least they're trying to put it all together, because I know a lot of people have been asking for that pay-per-view option. There is going to be a tier including it, because just like everything else, I'm sure they'll see what the market is versus But if they can get more people to agree to like a contract to get them all and not worry having to buy each show, I'm sure that's a better thing. And remember, this is a company that started with weekly buying pay-per-views. So an annual contract's not a bad option for some of those long-time TNA fans. J-Bone, welcome back.
Thank you. I'm pretty shocked by this. This really caught me off guard. So basically, just on paper, it looks like it's a new version of what they have now.
Pretty much, but supposedly, now once again, it's a much bigger provider, like an industry standard that does a lot of the streaming out there. So it should open up their avenues. They're saying there's going to be some new features, a new look. So once again, a lot's unknown about this until we really see it, how much different it is. And obviously the big difference now is that option of the tier with the 4 pay-per-views included.
So is that now? I didn't read the article. Is that something that's in there?
That is. At first, it wasn't too clear, but then they put out a release, and that's what I was just going over with Alicia. Is like the regular, pretty much what they had before tier, but on this platform is called the special attraction tier, and that's $9.99 a month or $95.99 a year. But then they have what they call a world championship tier.
Okay, I see that paragraph right here.
Yeah, the 4 tentpole pay-per-views, and that is $219.99 per year.
Okay. And honestly, when you think about what you pay for pay-per-views and stuff, that ain't bad.
Yeah, like if you're saying like each one, I think is like normally 40 or so bucks. I think like that would take it down to like $30. So I think it would take about $10 off. But yeah, here's Critical Sting kind of going what they do now. They stream NBA League Pass, UFC Fight Pass, and the WWE Network. Major platforms with huge bandwidth. Like now, we'll kind of go into a little history here, because we don't shy away from the topics, J-Bone. During that early Impact Plus era, when Kenny Omega was champion and stuff, remember? And then like there were some issues with that. Like there's a lot of people in this chat probably. Like there's people that got away from, like they all went to the YouTube at one point because
I'm at the YouTube
issues with the app. There was a lot of early app issues that couldn't handle a lot of this. So if you're really trying to grow and promote it, then now the key's going to be here. And I know I think there's some worries in the chat about how this will affect the YouTube Ultimate Insider. I don't think so, but they got to brand it right now because you have these 2 tiers in TNA plus you have the YouTube, and that's muddied the waters, shall we say. So everyone's just gone to the YouTube because it was the cheaper option, and it seemed like you were getting everything other than the catalog. You weren't getting the vault.
Yeah.
It had to already air. Then it was
even though they keep adding stuff. Yeah.
They keep adding stuff, but you couldn't go into the history.
Yeah. So now is the vault going to switch over to the TNA Plus? Is that what's?
Yes. Yeah. The whole vault will be like everything that's on Impact Plus will be there.
And I think there's a couple of years left that they had yet to.
Oh, well, that's a good question. They don't say that, but it would be a smart thing to do if how close they were. But I would make sure to get all those missing years. I know they were in a phasing in of getting that all uploaded to the app. If they could have that all by start date, that would be smart.
That would be great. That looks like.
Yeah, she'll be back. But
okay.
I'll move her out for a moment.
Okay. So yeah, that's tremendous news. And I'm sure the one thing that I was thinking about, I don't know if you brought it up while I was gone, it's the fact that Endeavor is the one that bought WWE.
Correct.
I'm sure there's a lot of people that are like, oh, well, they're buying TNA.
Well, that's what I was telling to Alicia. It was kind of amusing because when this release came out, most people really weren't reading it, and all they heard was Endeavor and Impact TNA, and they're like, "Well, WWE just bought TNA." No, that's not anything close to a resemblance of the truth of what happened. They're just working with the same. Now they are working with the company that owns what is now the WWE product. But they're also the standard bearer in these streaming platforms. So it makes a lot of sense. So, and Justin here, he has a better breakdown here of the savings because obviously I'm at all of them, so I don't buy them all. So he can speak better for me. I know some of them are 40, but he said some are 50. So it's approximately $40 to $50 each to watch the 4 main pay-per-views. So over the course of the year, it's roughly $160 to $200 just to watch those 4 live. So if you know you're buying all 4 pay-per-views, if you're a fan that's going to buy every one, you're pretty much, if you prepay the $219.99, then you're going to wind up having the rest of all these options for only $20 total for a whole year.
So that's a bargain.
That is a bargain,
I'd say.
Yeah, and if you pay for the monthly specials versus the Ultimate Insiders, they're $10 a piece, as opposed to the $7.99. So if you calculate all that out, that's another $80. So yeah, so just to watch everything without all the catalog, the vault of all the content, and then like the special shows and stuff like that. Definitely something good to look at. Thanks, Justin, for adding in.
That's a great way to break it down. Thank you, because my brain checked out a long time earlier today.
You're Scott Steinered?
Yeah, I'm all Scott Steinered out.
Bring back Sacrifice.
You got 143.23 chances, whatever. So yeah, and let's just I know everyone's like, well, it's going to be the same old. Well, if it's run by someone who's already doing this and doing this well and already bought massive companies like UFC and WWE, I always preach never assume, but you'd like to assume it's going to be good. Yeah.
Yeah, like you shouldn't have some of the issues there's been in the past. Like if you're the real commitment to be like, because a lot of people kind of thought like Impact Plus had maybe like people weren't talking about the app as much the last, like only when maybe they talked about the last time we really talked about it was when they were adding some of the new old content being uploaded when they were going through that phase. And that's the last time we really talked about it as being kind of something different, like because everything else has been on the YouTube Ultimate Insiders.
Yeah. So yeah, it's going to be exciting. And so besides that, I'm sure they're going to keep the regular. I mean, they might change the name of it, but I'm sure they're going to keep the regular website of impactwrestling.com for news, roster.
Well, that's interesting, J-Bo. It's already active, but the old website's coming back, J-Bo. But it'll all be redirecting. But TNAWrestling.com is coming back.
Nice.
I think it's already active. If you put in TNAWrestling.com, it'll bring up ImpactWrestling.com.
Okay. Kind of like when you, like vice versa, when they got rid of the brand, if you put in TNA, it went to Impact.
Yeah, they got everything directed.
Okay, cool. I see a lot of people in the chat talking about Deonna Purrazzo.
Oh, well, it's every 3 months. We got to talk about it.
I suppose. Yeah, it's almost as much as people talk about.
I'm not talking about it.
My face. Alicia's like, I ain't jumping in that. But the news came out. It sounds like Deonna Purrazzo might be seeking. I say might be because it comes from what do we like? Oh yeah, no, just crap. Sean Ross crap said that she might be seeking some free agency in the new year. Deonna Purrazzo.
I am the f***ing greatest.
And I look at it two ways. I think she is absolutely still one of the top tier knockouts in the company. So it's in thinking that I would not like to see her go, but ever since she did join at at the start of the pandemic when they started releasing a ton of people and she kind of came from like nowhere and all of a sudden it was like, whoa, who's this? And over the last handful of years proved that like she's like says in the video that she's one of the best. And it's we're drinking the tea. It's legit, it's we believe it, she's proved it. So if it is true, I'm sure there's going to be some eyes on her, but we don't know what she really wants to do. That I don't think she has personally said anything out there, putting it out there into the universe.
Hey, listen, I'm going to drop some wisdom on everybody here. Unless the person says so, why do we give a fuck?
Well, then you can put it behind a paywall and charge everybody for that information.
But it's not like, I don't know.
No, I see what you're saying.
Like, for now, she's with TNA, Impact, whatever you want to know it as. And who knows? Whenever she's ready to go, she goes. Who cares? That's the business.
She goes. Alicia's the Drago of our company.
The what?
The Drago.
Okay.
Remember we were talking about it?
Yeah. She goes. Yes.
He dies.
Lars Ulrich.
She goes.
Dolph Lundgren. Oh, jeez.
Old Dolph. The only Dolph I care about.
Boy.
If she leaves, she leaves.
Yeah, like it's the way of the beast. You know what I mean? And like,
how many people have left in the company? Oh no, the company, it's over. Somebody.
The way I see it, as I'm coughing, one door closes and another one opens. And that goes the same in any of these companies, whether you're the top or the bottom. It's a revolving door of faces because that is wrestling as a whole, right?
And that always happens. And then there's we've brought them up because they become the big dirt sheet story. And then PCO gone, Jordynne gone.
Oh, then they resign.
Trey Miguel gone. But
right,
all here.
And that's why I showed both sides of it.
Is really a lot of those news sites are just, dream bookings. It's what they want to see. They want to see that person in said company that they that's favor.
Also the fan base that obviously reads and pays for these things. They also want, the whole reason they're interested in their paying this is I'm hoping people will go to company I want them at.
And
it's the hot stove.
Or if you really enjoy that person's work, follow them at whatever company they're at, right?
Oh, now you're talking
logical. Oh my god, hot potato. Too hot to handle with that one, I guess. But
people are dead.
I don't know how big of a fan you are of a person. If you're like, I'll only watch them if they're in here or if they're in there. It's like, nah, man, just whatever. Just be a wrestling fan and enjoy it everywhere.
We need for a statement like that, we need a soundbite like Alicia Truth Bomb.
I'm here to shit all over your Cheerios. This is what it really is. Alicia doesn't really give a fuck what the modern fan thinks, and
Oh,
I'm
here's
just going to spit my reality.
haven't seen Dragonstorm in the chat in a while.
Ahoy.
Twitch. But to add on to that, Moose was gone. Myers was gone. And kind of related, but not. Okada would never go to TNA again, obviously. Yet all those are happening.
Right.
Well, Ospreay was on that train. Like, that was the Nick Aldis was on that train of never returning. Oh, thank you, Eli, for the super sticker. And then before we start getting the chant, we're effing back as our soundbite. You get the cake.
Impact Wrestling!
Yeah.
Gonna have to change that soon. What a tragedy that
we gotta use it until it's over.
Right.
Tomorrow.
Yeah. He says TNA has a lot of momentum heading to big rebrand. So let's, with all the talk about Deonna Purrazzo, let's not forget that there are several contracts coming up that we have not seen on our TVs in let's see, what is it? Oh yeah, about 90 days. So the company's going to get flipped on its head. I have absolutely zero doubt. We're going to see all the ones we love, plus we're going to get a lot of new favorites that, hey, guess what? They're going to get a new home and they're going to get a fresh start in their career. And to be honest, has it happened before? Yeah. Am I still very excited about it? Hell yeah, I am. Because a lot of those that got let go, I don't even have to list the names. You guys know who's out there.
And I still think there's some people, because remember, Impact kind of scaled down. Obviously, we talked about it earlier with how their show was produced, and not the whole roster was in Mexico or the UK, and they didn't have as many tapings. So there's some people that we haven't seen because they weren't booked. So people are like, well, they're gone. But does that mean in January we don't see some of those people come back? I wouldn't say that.
Are you talking about Rosemary / Courtney?
Well, yeah, you could say her. You could say Sammy Callahan.
Jessica.
Well, I wouldn't say her because she was in the TNA hype video, but I'm saying even some people that are free agents, just like when we're hearing about Deonna, we heard about Jordynne. There's some people that might just be taking breaks at the end of the year.
I think Callahan's the devil.
That's what you're
in
thinking?
a good way. In a good way.
I know you're not serious on that, Jaba.
I hope that Sammy's not done with Impact, but again, what we always come down to is just it is what it is. It's the way of the beast, man.
Yeah, that's always going to be.
Wrestling is about opportunity, and every business is an opportunity, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So support it.
Yeah, this is one I think a lot of people are looking forward to. I wouldn't be surprised. Dragonstorm here says wouldn't be surprised if we got a debut of the former Riddick Moss at Hard to Kill, along with the return of Tennille Dashwood. I think she did a great job while with the company. I know it was sporadic here and there, but that was strictly because of health reasons. And if it is because of the health reasons, then you completely understand why that happened to her. Because with just a little education, you understand the hell she went through with those health reasons. So,
I'm with you there. And I thought, and just to hear our good friend Bison, his reaction to a return from Tennille would be great. But I thought Tennille, just as she was nearing the end of her run, was putting on her best matches. So I would definitely support that as well. And we'll get into this on the card, but I knew this was going to come up, so I want to squash it early in the news section.
Okay.
Dr. Gerbs here was mentioning, I'm not surprised that Death Dolls didn't go to Mexico because of Sexy Star was on the card. And
not the same one?
Big misinformation here. Yeah, Sexy Star, when we review the show, that's a new version of Sexy Star. The Sexy Star that broke Rosemary's arm is blackballed from the wrestling business. she's not wrestling. She hasn't wrestled in years. But the sexy star persona with the mask, it's a lot like the La Parka situation of years ago. The brand
it's a brand
of the merchandising, all that. It's too big to not have somebody under the moniker now. And I don't know, they kayfabed it a little bit. Like the commentary tonight was like the legend, sexy star. Like, so they didn't really acknowledge that it's a different sexy star. So I get the confusing aspect of it, but it is not the same person. Totally different individual.
WWE did the same thing with Sin Cara. They had, I don't know how many different Sin Cara.
Three.
At least two or three.
Yeah, yes. There was Sin Cara. Like the thing in the lucha style, this happens often. There's been many people that have played. Well, look at our own company here, Suicide. A mass individual played by many individuals. I believe one time it was even Okada.
Was it really?
My favorite?
I think he did one match.
Yeah, a couple of them were one-offs.
Casey Baby was my favorite Suicide.
Gresham one time.
Really? That's fascinating.
I feel like historically, when TNA comes back, they need to like give the full list of every person who ever was Suicide.
Well, I think there's probably
it's over 20
that we don't even know.
It's like, over 20. Ace Austin, there's been a ton of them.
It wouldn't be shocking.
Oh, sure.
There's a couple stalwarts
TJP?
that were a long time. TJP was a long time one. Obviously, Daniels was
Kazarian.
And then Caleb and Kazarian did
Caleb with a K.
Yeah, so there's a lot of
right at the turn of the company, right when it was like really changing.
Over.
Now, honestly,
now I wish I could find my TNA game.
I think you bring back Suicide at some point in 2024.
It's so not necessary.
But he's so TNA.
Or you know what? It's like bringing Shark Boy around. It's I take it back. Okay.
Well, that's
I don't say you do a lot with him, but like him, like Johnny Swinger, job for life.
This is something that even if you're a wrestling fan, the former Desmond Xavier Wesley on his impending back surgery. I saw the clip. I read the headline from a guy who's went through it all. I'm praying for him, man. That's not fun. He's having back surgery. So from a former Rascal, you know who he is. Send him some love because he's going to be out indefinitely. If you know how long Randy Orton was out, and I can't believe Randy's back. If he had the same surgery I did, I don't know how the hell he's doing it, but he's back. Shoot, I'm going to start my career. Maybe not, but first I'd have to work on my tan because damn.
Well, J-Bone, since you're talking about an NXT talent there, you may as well mention a former TNA Impact talent that recently got released by NXT.
Oh yeah, I did hear about that. Mackenzie Mitchell, yeah. Didn't hear any no news surrounding it, just the fact that she was released. It was like,
she was like the only on-air talent. Like it was like corporate releases and her.
It's WWE. They're always doing shit.
Like they were just
funky shit like that.
But it seemed like she was like just advancing there. It seemed like very strange timing, but
that's
somebody that did very well here in TNA.
They've done it to people who were in active storylines. So it happened to Bray Wyatt. Come on, it's just the way of the beast. Again, is money.
Yeah. It's the industry. Yeah.
There's some financial reason for it, so just take it for
it'd
what
be like,
it
well,
is.
you're on 2 minutes of less than TV than warrants what you make. So goodbye.
I know we hired you at this much, but
Yeah. Well, I think that's about it, unless there was anything I missed as far as covering of the news. I know there was a lot of big topics.
That covers most of it. We can hit on anything else as we go through the review and the preview of tomorrow's show.
Yeah. Honestly.
And the New Orleans show that was announced, that's going on sale tomorrow, because that's where there'll be the next set of tapings after Florida. That will be in the end of February, I think 23rd and 24th.
Yeah.
New Orleans. The return to NOLA.
Nolans. All right. Well, let's get into some results from last night. And I didn't pay that much attention to it. It's just fun to see some different faces. And honestly, there's a lot of new faces. So, I think I could share the same sentiment that we were talking about before we went live, that maybe it didn't connect with everyone, but it's still interesting to watch because it's a whole different culture when you're watching stuff down in Mexico. The wrestling, the audience, everything. So, yeah. But it's a great relationship to have because, we get people like Laredo Kid, Taurus, just to name a few. So,
and we'll get into that because it's interesting how that got booked, both of those individuals in the match. But we'll get to it.
Yeah.
And this is J-Bone, the December 8th edition of Impact, right? Well, December 7th. Now it's the 8th. We're a day late, $1 short.
Yeah. Probably a few dollars short. God knows, because we're coming up on Christmas time.
Christmas time.
Now, you weren't, Mayor says it wasn't the same without Bill in attendance. You weren't at this one, okay?
I was not at that one. Early on when they didn't announce it that long ago, but when they did, I took a brief look at it, but it was like taped right kind of like around Thanksgiving. It just was a tough go to make it down there. Like if they do a whole set of tapings, that's going to be very tempting to do. But I did not make that one. But funny enough, because I was last night in New York City at MLW, and
ooh, how was
that? It was good. It was very good show. Saw former Impact superstar Matt Cardona on the show there, along with some other fun matches going on. But as I'm leaving there, I look at to see if I have any messages, and then I see, speaking of such a thing, I was somebody who you know had said something didn't feel right about watching the show, so he put me in the crowd.
That's very thoughtful. How sweet.
Who's that guy?
I love our audience. That's awesome.
Darling little ducklings, you.
The TNI fan.
Tremendous. Travis here in the chat says Bill was in a lucha mask.
I pulled a page.
You're right.
If you know,
she did that when she was with this.
I think she still denies it that was her.
Oh, of course she does. Of course. I think everyone would. All right, so we start out here. X Division champion. He had a full night here. Chris Sabin and Knockouts World Champion Trinity versus Chik, Tormenta and Dinamico.
Dinamico.
I hope I'm Hope I'm pronouncing that half right. But I am familiar with the name of Chik. Don't they usually call her Chica or Chica Tormenta or something?
I know.
Or is it Chik Tormenta?
I know one of the members of the Discord is a big fan of Chik or Chik Tormenta, who I did see on a show before. I believe it's when I was in Texas during Mania Week. She worked the Azteca Underground. That was part of MLW's show. I almost got a t-shirt, but I did not get a t-shirt because it was one of those times where I just didn't have time at the merch stand because I was at the show and then I had to run to another show.
Yeah, because I've definitely heard that name mentioned before. So,
everyone's talking about the gear, J-Bone.
Oh, the gear with Trinity. Well, first of all, if anything, so, well, why don't you talk about the match? Yeah, but sometimes the gear is where
yeah.
I mean, Trinity had the lucha mask with the wig, like all one piece, and took it all off at once. And with the lights and the dancing and the way with the entrance, it all looked amazing. Her over, her coat, whatever that she wore to the ring, the way it looked in the neon lights, Trinity's just on another level lately. Seriously. What'd you guys think of that?
It's dope. I really appreciated her Chris Sabin gear. Once the mask and the coat were off and she was rocking the black and white wig with the black and white Chris Sabin shorts and the gear. Yep.
That's badass.
Talk about if you want a partner to look like you're in a team, get Trinity.
She goes all in.
She goes all in. I bet you she said, "Hey Chris, let me borrow a pair of shorts."
Right?
I can make this work.
Well, she certainly did.
Yeah.
Fun stuff. The Chris Sabin.
Good way to open the show.
Yeah, talking about with some big names.
Yeah, because like obviously with we kind of saw similar with like the UK stuff. Like they didn't focus a ton on entrances for this show. Like a lot of times people were already in the ring and all. So ones that could kind of bring, like, other than the in-ring work, like, so this was good to add. Like Trinity obviously brings a lot of that. She's got the hype, the persona, the it factor. And I'm not talking about Bobby Roode.
Chris Sabin twerking. Yeah, that was...
Sabin did twerk at the end of the match.
I was going to ask,
because I did the twerk.
I would have liked to see Sabin come out to Trinity's theme with the black light like and all sticks? That. Glow sticks.
Sabin can do anything. So he probably
he's great. He's very versatile. That's why we appreciate Sabin.
Oh, he's... Yeah. Yeah, he could put a wig on and he could come out through some fog. He could be another...
Just come out in a towel.
Steamy Sabin.
Steamy Sabin, there you go.
Another version of
the Smoke Show.
Oh,
there you go.
Sorry, Scarlett. Someone's got that moniker.
Oof. But yeah, I like that Impact called them the Glow Guns. Pick up a W in Mexico.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
The Glow Guns.
The Glow Guns.
You know what? Travis is right. I agree with Travis here. He loves this match. We all love this match.
Chris Sabin loved this match.
Yeah, Chris Sabin's got to love this match because he was in it. And he does.
I love this match!
I was waiting for it. I could tell you were looking.
Larry Jones' face in the background during that is never going to get old.
I'll tell you, I go back and rewatch some of those Wrestle House segments. They just get better.
They're ridiculous.
That was gold.
They're just
Gold.
they're so funny.
That is not an appropriate question.
Oh God.
What a time.
Let's see. Next we got they're talking about some new faces. Eddie Edwards versus
First we got, so this is getting in the final resolution build, which they kind of did with the UK for Turning Point. Josh Alexander was talking about the match against the Machine Guns, like the best tag team in company history, and that he's going to be tagged with Zack Sabre Jr., best technical wrestler in the living today, he says, at Final Resolution. So big main event for tomorrow night. And we got a dog, not a cat.
It's a dog, yeah. She woke up.
Oh,
So I'm
Little
hoping
Nonstop doggies.
to settle her down. She's an old lady, guys.
adorable. Absolutely.
Yeah,
We get all the demos. Cats, dogs. Eat your hearts out.
We're animal people, that's for sure. I got turtles back there. You can't see them well, but they're sleeping now.
Wait. Are they called Cuff and Link?
No, they're Barney and Turtellini.
Oh, Turtellini.
Instead of Tortellini, it's Turtellini.
That's funny.
Barney is like 30 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, and Turtellini is about 25 by now.
So they're
Wow.
Yeah.
they can run a car.
I know nothing about turtles other than they eat a crap ton of pizza and they got their own cartoon or something.
Oh,
We try to lay off the pizza in this house. It's more red leaf lettuce, not goldfish. I forget what the feeder fish, but not goldfish because those are bad. And yeah, a nice healthy mix of turtle food.
There you go. There you go.
Oh, what's wrong, baby?
there you go, bonus baby.
Dogs
Dogs and cats living together. Mass hysteria.
Mass hysteria.
Yeah, they get along very well.
It's one of the greatest lines in comedy history.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I blew through the promos. I was more just kind of watching highlights from the matches, so my apologies.
But you're right. Some new faces in this match.
Yeah.
Triple threat.
So we got Eddie Edwards versus Myzteziz versus Latigo.
Latigo, yeah.
Yeah.
Go with that.
Now, Myzteziz.
Jr.
Oh, it's Myzteziz. Okay, so now Myzteziz is the former Sin Cara, I believe. Is that correct? I think.
Yeah, because
Sin
at
Cara
one point he
back
was
to Mexico.
Mystico. Like before he became Sin Cara, he was Mystico in Mexico.
Okay. I know that persona like changed a lot. Like when Sin Cara went back to Mexico and it became, at least I thought it was Myzteziz. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. But this, nonetheless, this is Myzteziz Jr. So that just means son of Myzteziz. Like when you say El Nino.
This is a different guy.
Yeah. So El Nino.
Yeah,
what does that mean?
But you are right. Like you're thinking of Mystico, though.
It's the Nino. All right. Any thoughts on this one?
Well, this one, like Eddie goes down in this one. So he takes a pin on this, and he's going into a tag title match. So kind of a little surprised at that. But Eddie obviously is still one of the best workers in the company. So a good guy to have that. Good mix with some of the luchador style, but with the hard style. But no, it was I thought it was a good match, and you knew AAA had to get some wins in here. So
sure,
there you had it.
It's their show. I mean, it's a combo show, but it's their house.
It's their house. Yeah. The current Mystico is the former Sin Cara, and he was Mystico before it was Sin Cara.
Oh, okay.
I did see him on a like a lucha show up in New York. couple of years ago, like his post WWE run, where he was back to the Mystico mask and all.
Okay. And that's one guy I was never impressed with, but
I think it was more that gimmick where they were doing the stuff with the trampoline and the dark lights. Like you were watching them all in the dark when he wrestled there.
Yeah.
Like his stuff and like his lucha stuff is like Mexico stuff is good.
Yeah.
Like he's a good wrestler. He's a good wrestler.
Oh, sure.
I think they just had a bad gimmick when they brought him in.
Oh, and WWE doesn't do all the ethnic stuff really well, you know?
No, like they Rey Mysterio. Like they did Rey Mysterio well for the most part.
Sure. Yeah. Some went well, some not so well, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're always looking for the next Rey Mysterio.
Like I think they still all messed up like La Sombra. Like I think they like some people were like better under their gimmicks, but yet they want to make them into something else. But like anybody who knows my history knows I was a big fan of El Hijo del Fantasma when he had his run.
Yeah.
But he's doing very well up north.
He is. It's ill timing because they just came out with that big Mattel set of all the figures of the LWO, and what do you know? As soon as the pre-sale goes up, boom, no LWO. It's like, yeah, that timing wasn't so good. But what they've done has been fun. Yeah. So, but anyways, back to the show. So Myzteziz gets the win here, I think.
Yeah, now we get a couple promos, J-Bone. You want me to jump on them?
Go ahead.
Yeah, we get Trey Miguel backstage. Sings us a little song about Mike Bailey for the holidays. That he's been bothering him for years. And that he says he has to wear something because he ain't going to wrestle him if he's barefoot at Final Resolution. So I'll be interested to see if they actually do something with that storyline tomorrow where they like force shoes on the guy. But we'll see.
Funny.
And then we get another one from Sabin and Shelley, the Machine Guns, calling out Saber and Josh Alexander. And they're not gonna lose because they're the best tag team in the world. But then we get to some knockouts, tag action in Mexico.
And that was fun, yeah. So we had Jordynne Grace and Sexy Star, not that Sexy Star. It's a different Sexy Star.
Yeah, and when they first brought back the Sexy Star gimmick, it was Sexy Star Dos. But then they dropped the Dos after a while because people were probably like,
like version 2, yeah.
Yeah. But now they just go regular.
Yeah. Yeah. Pete, it's wrestling, you know. So Jordynne Grace and Sexy Star versus Deonna Purrazzo and Maravilla. I don't know if I pronounced that right. If I didn't, I apologize.
I'll give it to you, J-Bone.
Thank you.
You're good.
Yeah.
Ladies kicking ass. What do you think, Alicia?
You know how I feel about hodgepodge teams. But this was fun. This was fine. It did what it needed to do. Yeah. Bill?
Yeah, no. Because you had because Sexy Star is a face down there. So she went with the face Jordynne. Good team. I noticed it now, instead of obviously that Grace driver is the Juggernaut driver now. And still, that's about as lethal looking a move as there is.
Yeah. It'd break my back in 3.
Yeah, it just looks like she crushes you.
It looks painful.
Looking. So, no, I thought it was good. Deonna Like she was kind of that tweener for a bit, but she's full heel Deonna again. It feels like it'll be interesting as we go over Final Resolution because the tag team stuff will be interesting to see how that plays out.
Baby heel suits
The
Deonna.
all-time hodgepodge tag team of Deonna and Giselle.
Yeah.
They've hodgepodged. They're almost an official tag team. They've hodgepodged so much.
Yeah.
Right. Interesting question here in the chat. Mayor's asking, J-Bone,
I think
do you
this is
wear
the new
shoes?
boxers or briefs question.
Really? J-Bone, do you wear shoes when you're doing the podcast?
Uh-oh.
Don't hurt yourself.
Yeah,
Ew.
shoes.
I have shoes on tonight.
In
Doesn't
your
mean I have
house?
shoes on every night.
Do you have shoes on every night?
Not every night. Just tonight.
Not every night. Oh, just tonight.
What about you, Bill?
Well, it's interesting you say this.
Let's get a high kick.
Nothing below the screen.
Ain't getting a high kick out of me. Because that would assume who knows what's going on underneath. I can't admit to anything. But shoes are almost never on. Never on. However, I am heading obviously up to Final Resolution tomorrow. So I still have my shoes on currently because I came in to get ready for the podcast, but I still have to go out and get some stuff out of the car and move some stuff into the car. So I knew I was going. I didn't take them off because I knew as soon as I was done, I was going back outside again. So I did not go through the effort of taking off my Vans. Please sponsor us, Vans. I've given you most of my life.
Interesting. Your shoe of choice?
Oh yeah, that's always my my casual shoe of choice. There was an era where I was mixing Airwalks and Vans, but then the Airwalks they didn't hold up even back then, so I haven't given them a chance really since. If I can't get like a good solid year of use out of a shoe, then you die. He dies.
He dies. Oh yeah. I'm this pair of shoes I'm in now, I'm due for another pair of shoes, but this pair of shoes saved my life within the last year. It's a pair of Brooks. So
there you go.
Yeah. I spent some real money on some real shoes, not that Walmart $10 BS.
No Bobo?
I used to
Keds?
be that.
They still got Keds?
No Shacks.
Bring back the pump. I think the pump is back. Bring back the pump.
Oh, I'm going to have to look for one of those. All right, next.
Next.
Did we say who? Jordynne Grace. Jordynne Grace.
Well,
what if we didn't say?
Tag match. Oh, Jordynne and Sexy Star.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They won.
There's a little behind the scenes stuff of them traveling in Mexico.
Yes. Very nice little video package. I can't confirm it.
Oh, it's like stuff like that.
I know we're because I know Kevin Martin, and I know it's not Thursday, so he's probably not in the chat. But I know he posted a picture of like the arena look. So I'm not sure if maybe he actually was there. Like he may have went down with the crew and filmed that. So he may have been there. I do not know though for sure. But obviously somebody with the group filmed some of that. It felt like, so, but no, nice little segment there. And then we get we get an interesting tag match as we go in tomorrow's. Like, why are these people starting to tag together? Laredo Kid, along with our digital media champion Tommy Dreamer, tagging against Black Taurus and Brian Myers.
Real quick, I don't know what planet I'm living on, but I could have sworn that Crazy Steve won the belt from Tommy. And I'm not really sure because clearly that's not the case.
I think everybody assumed he was going.
It should have been the case because you should put a belt on Steve. But
if
what
they
the
don't,
fuck?
Alternate universe.
Listen, the bell rang, his arm was raised in victory. I don't know what happened. I think I'm Mandela affecting. Yeah.
Well,
is the champion.
I only have one question for you, Alicia.
Sinbad was in that movie, by the way. I seen it.
I just want to know what you were puffing on before that review of that episode because I want you to share. Okay.
Was I dropping acid? I don't remember.
Because Jiminy Christmas.
No, I don't go to festivals anymore, so I don't do acid. It's a full-time job. Yeah.
It's like a Trinity entrance.
Right.
Yeah.
Glow sticks, bitches.
I have very bright glow sticks. But anyway, yeah. So carrying on with this match with not Crazy Steve champion Tommy Dreamer. You're welcome.
And I'm usually the one. I'm the one here that will usually say, I get Tommy as champion. Because he brings the belt to other promotions. He is on satellite radio. Like he's out there doing stuff. So I'm like, there is something to it. But I also acknowledge there was the Tom Hannafin 3-part interview with Steve. There was this new look, this new persona of Steve.
Crazy, insane Steven?
Yes. So it does feel like there was a payoff. Now, could it just be because I've had this happen before where I'm like, oh, Moose is going to be champion. Bam. It's going to happen. Give it. Lock it up. Doesn't happen. A year goes by. But then it does pay off. And it's like, good payoff. But sometimes it's way down the road. And is that going to be the case with Steve? Like, will Steve be the one to get that title off of Tommy, but it's going to be sometime early next year?
After he gets off of Cool.
Or is it going to be somebody else? I don't know. But yeah, that's... So I'm kind of, I see both angles of it now because it seemed like Steve had the build, but I thought some of these other guys had the build. But I also thought Johnny Swinger had a good build to be that champion. So I probably can't be trusted with digital media talk.
No, I'm there with you as far as Crazy Steve. It's like, I feel like he's going to get it eventually. At least it feels like we're at a point in his career where it's not just he's with so-and-so in the ring as part of your typical evil stable. I feel like if they're doing all this to like individually put some shine on him, something's going to happen eventually.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think it's foreseeable. But yeah.
Norris Sparks is bringing up all the Bill Wild takes right now. And I'll still stick with this. I remember when Bill said Shearer was going to be champion. And I'll tell you this. We saw the IPWF show. J-Bone, hopefully you saw the IPWF show.
I skipped it. I'm sorry.
All right. There's a promo with the great David Penzer as Walter Chestnut. Great promo he cuts.
He's so fucking good at that.
But he's the mouthpiece in this promo for Neptune, otherwise known as Shearer. And he doesn't really talk. He just mean mugs the camera and like sulks behind them while Penzer is giving the promo. And that's a world champion looking guy right there. But it's not the right gimmick. Like, he shouldn't be in a fodder tag team. I know you need them at times, but I still believe you can push Shira into a heel monster. Now you need to do the whole, at this point, you're going to have to dismantle them and rebuild them like we saw before with other people where you got to do this. So like, you can't just flip a switch. Like it would have to be months of a build to get back to where it needs to be. But I'm still a believer that, but you have to have the patience to really do a long-term storytelling to get into that push. And obviously they did this a while back, but if at some point they were to go to India and they knew in advance, like we're going to go to India in the fall of 2024 or something like that, I would then go into a build to time that. Because I'd honestly say 6 to 7 months.
Yeah.
That into like a title match. And I'm not even saying world title. That could be a different title, but it could be a world title.
It's unfortunate because I feel like at some point, like, you know, we joke about the alternate universe where, you know, this could have happened by now, but it didn't because of number of events. The number of events is he's had a lot of start and stops, and a lot of it is due to injury. And I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, because it's his fault or this person's fault or that person's fault. No, that just happens. That's the wrestling
and we see
industry.
It, like, and then guys get into an angle, and it's kind of like it gets them to a level, but nothing beyond that. Sometimes you just need that right storyline, maybe that right partner, that right opponent. There's a lot of factors that going into then increasing. But
yeah,
we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. It's going to be 2024 is going to be wide open, you know, to quote the song. Into the great wide open. So, we'll see what happens.
Did you just go Tom Petty?
Yeah, anything's possible. I did. I actually been listening to a little bit of Tom Petty. I heard I'm not a gamer, but I love watching like trailers for games.
Did you watch?
It kind of keeps me.
So
keeps me in the know.
Are you now going to hashtag Grand Theft Auto in here to get all the clips?
I was going to say the Game Awards were last night, so
yeah.
What won the Game Awards, Alicia? Do you pay attention to the Game Awards? Do you what was the big winner?
The big winner, the game of the year was Baldur's Gate 3, which is what I'm currently obsessed with. So,
okay, how was Baldur's Gate 1 and 2?
I don't know because they were a little ahead of my time. Sabin played them, but I never played it.
Yeah, I love the reference you just gave. Now I got to know if there's a backup. You said ahead of your time. So what are we talking to?
Maybe not even. I don't know. Like, I'm not sure. I don't know because I didn't even know what Baldur's Gate. I was calling it Balderdash for the longest time. I didn't know what Baldur's Gate 3 was until Stefan started playing it. And then all my Tumblr girlies started going off about it. So I was like, okay, I got to check this game out. I got to like take over Stefan's computer here and get on it. And it's awesome. If you like Dungeons and Dragons in video game format, Baldur's Gate 3 is for you. Create a character, all that fun shit.
Cool.
Yep.
Team Twitch.
I should start playing it on Twitch. It'd be hilarious.
There you go. Do it right on the channel. But yeah, I saw the trailer and it was a deep cut from 1989. The name of the song is escaping me right now, but I listened to it over and over and over again once I found it because I was like, oh, I remember playing that on the radio back in 1989. You can play the GIF. It's over.
You remember when it was new rock, not classic rock.
Wait, are you saying this was 1989, J-Bone?
Jiminy Christmas.
That's 19. That's either 89 or 90, but that's me.
Pretty close. I actually went to the movies last night and saw the re-release special edition of a movie from 1989.
What?
Which one?
The Abyss.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh,
From James Cameron, and it was excellent.
Yes.
I haven't.
It will
I
be
don't think I've
released on
seen that one.
Blu-ray, I believe, spring of next year. But I recommend the special edition. But if you like, it was only in theaters for one night. But if it were to be there again, it is a movie definitely meant to be seen on a big screen.
That's what I don't think I've seen that one since it was out. So I haven't seen that in like 30 some years. I would definitely pick that over E.T. though. I'm just saying.
You got to watch it.
Sorry, Spielberg. I'm gonna pick James Cameron. And that was before
Although
James
Cameron's
Cameron
very good, and he's underrated. Like I don't think James Cameron kind of gets his due because he's done like a lot of big blockbusters, like Spielberg,
like Titanic.
Too, but he doesn't. Yeah, like he's done like
T2
in the Avatar movies, like all these big. But T2 is awesome. Aliens is awesome.
Aliens
2 is still my favorite all-time Aliens movie. Game
like
over, man.
Aliens.
I love the first one.
The best. Like there's a lot of good sequels, but that might be the best. That's one of the best sequels. Terminator 2 is one of the best sequels.
The sound of the guns in Aliens is always going to be like, how do they come up with the sound of these guns in Aliens 2? I'm like, there is no gun in movie history in any other universe that sounds like the guns in Aliens 2. Just it sounds ridiculous, but it's still so cool.
Now I'm gonna have to look up what the guns sound like. Thanks, because it's gonna bug me. And we just watched those movies not that long ago. We did like a little binge.
Yeah, you know what? I have the complete set on like DVD or Blu-ray or something, and I'm like, I might have to go more physical media since it's being phased out everywhere. I got to bring it back on my own. But thanks, Antonio, for reminding us to hit the like button and subscribe.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Hit the like button and ring the bell. Make sure you get your bell hit for notifications and when we're live and stuff like that. It's a little action for you guys, but it means a lot for us and the channel. So we'd appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes. Well said, Alicia. Thank you. Where are we at? Main event here? Is this main event? No, not
at.
Feels like it. I'm at the main event.
No. Before that, we did get.
Jordynne Grace and Trinity.
Yes. Wait. Yeah. That you even knew it. There you go.
I'm trying to
she was interrupted.
I didn't take notes. I'm just scrolling down.
It sets up the final resolution match. Deonna and Giselle going in there with
Gisana. Oh, I'm great at making names.
So yeah, Trinity and Jordynne Grace are teaming up.
Say that again.
Gisana. It's the combination of their names. Gisana.
It sounds so 80s.
So we get that promo, but we do have a match before the main event, J-Bone.
Yes.
We have Moose and the AAA Trios champion, Toxin, against Josh Alexander and the belt that Taurus used to have, the Latin American champion, Octagon Jr.
It's not just Moose, though.
I missed this one.
It's not just Moose. Do you know what it is?
What is it?
It's Moose wrestling in a freaking t-shirt. Why is Moose in a freaking t-shirt?
I definitely picked up on that.
I missed this.
You almost wonder, was there some kind of injury or something? It is weird because he almost never wrestles in like a full match in a shirt. So that's That did stick out. I'm not
Was
sure
he trying
why
to
that
get a
was.
few extra merch sales that night? What?
Maybe.
Yeah.
You never know.
Maybe it was covering up like a skin thing. I don't know. It was just weird. It was like the one thing that stood out to me of all the things. Yes, I'm that fan. I'm sorry.
And he did win the match when like he got the pin. Wearing the t-shirt.
Right? Yeah, so some new faces, Octagon Jr. and Toxin. I could have sworn I heard of Octagon before, but it was somewhere else. I want to say it was like the last season of Lucha Underground. Wasn't there an Octagon in there or something? Or am I just out of my mind?
I know. I feel like.
Oh, I think okay. Wasn't it? It was like the debut of. Wasn't there an Aussie guy in AAA for many years? And he was like he was kind of like a X Division type wrestler. And I think they put him under a mask in Lucha Underground several years ago, and they called him Octagon or something. It was something like that. Critical Sting will come in here.
This was Octagon Jr. is Callisto, right? And then there's right on Australian Suicide.
That's it. Thank you,
Australian
Critical.
Suicide.
Yeah. Whatever happened to him? He was great. He even did a couple of matches in AEW back in the Florida days when they were stuck in Florida early pandemic.
Yeah.
It's all coming back,
It's all coming back to me.
Oh, there we go. Critical Sting says there was an Octagon Sido that wrestled in 2017 Impact.
Yeah, that's the thing. You'll notice there's a lot of wrestlers that will start getting similar parts of their names to other wrestlers.
Okay.
Just like we were talking about earlier with Mystico and Myzteziz. Like, it can get a little confusing when you're not used to them because you don't see that many of them. So you think they're the same person.
I am easily confused as well. So there you go.
Attaboy, J-Bo.
No shit, bonehead. So yeah. And then we get a promo from Tommy Dreamer. Tommy Dreamer vows to remain digital media champion at the final Impact branded event, Final Resolution, when he defends against Diener.
Diener going for that singles title. J-Bo's wondering where the cats are coming from.
He knows.
He knows. They're all around them. But now we get the video package that tells us about Okada coming back. So they start with the old footage, the Okada footage, the Green Hornet mask and all. But he even had even one of the cool, like, people forget, like, he did originally have like that cool, like, he had some of the cool TNA stuff too. Like the video, like with all their cool entrances, like video, very nice. Before they didn't really know what to do with him. But that he's coming back, the Rainmaker, at the Snake Eyes, which will be the TV tapings, which is now, like, everyone's talking about that, the TV tapings. So now it's almost like you're going to have to really now, with Final Resolution, get Hard to Kill promoted heavily, because now the TV tapings are starting to take a lot of thunder, which is a good thing because you have a bigger venue in Las Vegas at the Palms there that you're going to need to fill now for 2 nights. The benefit of, because obviously on Hard to Kill, New Japan is in California that night, but that's the benefit of that is that's why we're getting Will Ospreay and Okada the next night. And I would assume there's still a possibility of maybe even some more talents from New Japan because they're only going to be a couple hours away the night before. So, like, if there's ever going to be a time to use some of those talents, it would be there. So, but because of that, though, none of them will be at Hard to Kill. Not that you can't do video packages or stuff like that.
Well, and you got to remember, this is all leading up to the rebranding of TNA. So who knows what's going to happen? I mean, we got some great matches coming up, and we're going to go over that right at the end of this review from last night. We'll run down the matches, and it's a lot of just kind of like random matches, but it looks like a really fun card. I look at it this way. With TNA coming back, buttload of free agents out there, who knows what's going to happen? I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, we're going to get a ton of surprises tomorrow night. No, I'm not saying that, but just saying it could be a very interesting evening. I'm just banking on the matches.
Those shows are normally stacked.
Yeah. I'm banking on the matches being fun, and if we get anything else, it's going to be a bonus. But
and it's sold out. Final Resolution. Sold
out. Congrats to them for selling it out. Now it's in Toronto.
Yeah, well, technically, it's in Mississauga or Mississauga. So outside of
Moose
Toronto.
Jaw? What?
Not Moose Jaw. Come on, Jake.
No.
Like with Toronto traffic, it's probably about 30 minutes outside.
Okay. It's like when they say something's at Rosemont, it's in Chicago. No, it's not.
Yeah, it's in the general area, but like it's not like when they go to the Rebel Complex. That's in downtown Toronto.
Okay.
So just like Otani, who was not in Toronto today, but everyone said he was. They're just outside. Baseball reference. Hot stove. Welcome.
It's not time for baseball.
Baseball, video games, movies.
We're all over.
Jay's talking about shaving things all over the body. You never know what you're going to get on the TNI show.
A ball.
A single lone ball.
This one testicular.
Now where's Bison when you need him? The
testicular fortitude. Yes, that is gonna go down. And
I saw him having an exchange online with Bully Ray. He should have gave him the old testicular fortitude.
Oh, Jiminy Christmas! How did that go? Did he get buried, or is he okay?
No. He actually was. Well, he was agreeing with Bison. Like Bison was getting into it with, like, I think a different fan about something TNA related, where he was, I think, was ripping Bully Ray and some others, and he's like he called him like a Bully Ray when I'm like he was just like an AEW fanboy or something that just criticizes all the companies. I don't know if that fan ever got back to him.
and that's why I almost don't go on social media anymore, because there's always someone to jump on you for no shit and reason.
People just be mad. That's
and
the internet is their way to do it.
Right. Like I could be like, man, I walked outside today and the sky is a beautiful shade of blue. Someone's gonna jump on there and be like, oh yeah, well, it's rainy and shitty by me. Be like, you know what? I don't care. No.
What about meism?
Yep. All right. Last but certainly not least, we got the main event here, and then we'll jump into Final Resolution. Motor City Machine Guns. So we got the return of Chris Sabin. He's pulling double duty tonight. And El Hijo del Vikingo. We love the
Oh, jeez.
versus Trey Miguel and someone and more new faces. Los Vipers.
Yes, Latigo and Toxin, who we saw earlier, right?
Oh, is it? Okay. But yeah, we got a win for the Motor City Machine Guns and Vikingo. Vikingo, I tell you, man, he's all over the place. He's on here. He's doing stuff on AEW. But remember, he was on TNA first.
Yeah.
What was that match that they always replay? Was it versus Josh Alexander in Mexico? They've been playing highlights all week.
Oh yeah, they've been going back to a lot of the Mexico stuff. Like I saw the LAX send off and Josh Alexander.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, there were a lot of good. They did some good matches down in there. The Taya match. Yeah, a lot of good stuff from there.
Oh my God! Travis says it was the Misery Eater guy. Let me tell you something about this guy.
Let's no.
No,
I don't want to hear it.
No, okay.
We know. Everybody knows.
I'll be nice.
Everybody knows.
Let's not name drop shit, guys. Come on. Be mature.
Okay.
We're not shit starters here. Come on.
Okay. So Motor City Machine Guns and Vikingo get the win over Trey Miguel and Los Vipers. Well-rounded card. Well-rounded show. A little bit of everything. Some tag action. We got the knockouts. Good stuff. Let's dive into Final Resolution.
Yes, 8 matches.
Plus a countdown match.
Well, no, I think that's including the count. I think that's including the countdown match.
1, 2, 3. I don't know. I can't count anymore tonight. All right. Countdown to Final Resolution. Sheldon Jean versus Frankie Kazarian. I don't know if, there's some people that cut some promos probably within the last couple episodes, but a lot of these are just like fresh out the box. But that's fine.
Yeah, because I guess that's the one match on the countdown show.
Yeah.
But Sheldon Jean getting a push post Kenny King.
That's right, because Kenny King is he
as for his release,
he exited the company, right?
Well, free agent, but I think that's another guy lives in Vegas. They're going to be in Vegas. Would it shock me if Kenny King showed up? Probably not.
Under a mask.
Suicide.
Right? It's that time again.
But this is going to be a good match. Sheldon Jean. Sheldon or Shelton? I'm sorry.
Sheldon Jean.
All right. Sheldon. So I had it right the first time. All right. He's proven every time he's in the ring that he's got the stuff. You know what I mean? And so going up against a legend like Serotonin Kazarian, I think it's Serotonin. It's really gonna put a little notch on his ladder, if you know what I'm saying, if he can get the win over him. But that's assuming Frankie, Serotonin, Kazarian, it might knock him down a peg. Who knows? So I'm tired.
The return of Raven confirmed.
No.
Oh, come on.
Because I'm saying, Kazarian's at the top of his game, bro. So it's like Donkey Kong. Like, can he beat the barrels, or is the barrels going to beat him? It's real simple.
That's a great way to look at it. All right, main card time. We've got Jake something. By the way, I love this shirt. Picked it up in Chi-Town. Jason Hotch versus Jake something. I can't wait for this one. So Jake something is really starting to make a name for himself again in this company after returning.
Well deserved.
And I feel exactly. And I feel like Jason Hotch just needs to eventually, like, I think he's still great as a good hand, but eventually he's going to end up being one of those guys that's going to be on top of this company. He's the future of
He's
TNA.
the future. It's great. Okay, you're cute. It's fun. We have fun here.
So, digital media title time. Final resolution. We got Tommy Dreamer defending versus Deonna.
I hate to say it, I guess Tommy's gonna take that one.
It might shock the world.
I sometimes I feel like such a Debbie Downer because I'm like, oh, fucking Tommy Dreamer. Love Tommy Dreamer, but you know.
Yeah.
You know.
When the time is right, the time will be right. And
I get it.
Yeah. I try to think big picture wise. I think Tommy Dreamer still has a lot to give. I know he's on the tail end of his career, and we'll know when he's done. You know.
I don't think he should hang it up, but I just, you know what I mean. I'm just fully on the boat that Crazy Steve should have won the fucking belt.
Oh, in that sense,
I'm just bitter. Like, whatever. Bitter and biased. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Tommy's great, though. Like, yeah, it's great. I get what they're doing, even though I sound so enthusiastic about it. It's just my nature. I'm a bitch. It's okay. I'm a trained professional. Sarcasm is my shield.
It's all Next one, this might bring the house down. We got Mike Bailey versus Trey Miguel. And this isn't even for a title.
So, a lot of Trey Miguel's promo was about putting shoes on his feet. And I'm going to say for once, I kind of agree because I'm really worried that Mike Bailey is going to lose a toenail in a horrific toe accident. It happens to the best of us. I've lost a couple. Anyway, so we'll see. I hope he brings the right size pair of shoes.
Or at least some, like, what do the kids call those now? Slides?
You mean flip-flops?
Right. I call them flip-flops or sandals or whatever. My kids recently, when they came over to the house, and this is not now.
Don't let them call you. They're flip-flops. They make the clunk-clunk sounds.
Right, exactly.
But also, let me say this, though. Trey Miguel better hope that whatever pair of shoes that he brings for Mike Bailey, that Mike Bailey doesn't shove up his ass. Because he's going to kick his ass. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like,
I thought we were friends.
Because
it's late. I've been up since 5 a.m.
Oof.
And yeah, dude, that's what being busy is.
It's best.
It's the
24 usable hours in a day, and I try to bank on every single one of them.
There you go.
And she still got to play that game.
No, dude, I'm heading right to the mattress after this because I am a beat city. If you can't tell, I'm silly, tired. Jesus.
She's going to.
Yeah.
Oh,
I will play Baldur's Gate tomorrow, though. Just check it out, guys. Baldur's Gate is fucking awesome. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing in it, but it is so much fun.
I'll have to look that one up. What is it on a specific system or?
So I am playing it on PC, but they have, as far as I know, released it for the PS5 and Xbox, whatever the most recent Xbox is. So if you have any of those, you can buy it. I don't know if it's digital. I know it's physical copies. It's like the old school Final Fantasies where you got like 3 to 4 discs to play through the game train of thought if you're on those consoles. But yeah, for me personally though, PC is great. Wow. That's the way the game's intended to be played. But if you don't have a strong enough gaming computer,
you gotta have the right
it will crash your laptop, guys, is what I'm trying to tell you.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Mouse, click, click.
That time of year to upgrade your
Thunderbolts.
Hey, I just upgraded all my stuff, and it's been 10 years, so it was about time. So
yeah, you got to be on top of that stuff.
Yeah. All right, so now we've got Jesus Christ, Oreo. Impact Tag Team titles. Now, this is kind of a head scratcher, but I'm here for it. We got ABC,
whatever
the Bullet Club, if you will, Ace and Bay versus Brian Myers and Eddie Edwards. Interesting.
Well,
we'll see. We'll see. I want to be mad at it.
Yeah, him and Tom were saying like they're both like conniving to try to get titles.
Are you saying
I'll be the judge of that?
Are you implying that the Myers Edwards connection is going to implode? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying it might fucking work. Okay, there. I'm gonna say it. The platypus team of Eddie Edwards and Brian Myers might make sense.
But I'm
so mad about it too.
And then if it works in this universe, how is Moose going to react?
Listen, were you going to say it, Bill, that Matt on commentary had made a mention how Moose and Myers have gone their separate ways because Moose is on the hunt for the main title.
Yeah, he's going for the big belt.
You gotta open your ears, buddy.
So Myers he's finding a way.
The show. I'm sorry.
See, guys, I do watch the show.
But now here, if the boys want to go full TNA and troll as well, they come out and they say, "We got a tag team name, me and Eddie." Generation Me 2.0.
No. Garbaggio.
Myers Edwards. Generation Me.
No.
What are they going to get?
Something new. They need to do something new because Eddie Edwards had nothing to do with Generation Me. Okay, and you know what I mean?
Real Generation Me.
No, listen. Something new. We gotta start. Listen, I love nostalgia. Nostalgia's great. We don't fucking. I only say no. They better. This is what I'm saying. I'm upset because I think it makes sense that this is a tag team.
Well, then just have them be ZN.
Eddie. Eddie's been on the solo run since him and the other wolf guy no longer became those guys. And, you know, like, I think it's time. I think that's something that might revitalize him. Have Lish manage him. Oh, Jesus Christ, it just makes so much sense.
More Lish.
I'm upset. Well, any excuse, you know how I feel about that.
Oh,
Any excuse for more Lish means we love Lish.
Armand here thinks, yeah, like I said, I always say this earlier, but I didn't just because it's one of those nights. Everyone's giving their little opinions here and there. Armand here says maybe Hotch upsets something and goes on a singles run and he's next. You never know. You never know. They're going to be looking. If I'm running the new TNA, I'm looking for the next big thing. And I don't mean Goldberg. I love Goldberg. But I don't mean Goldberg. And well, actually that was Lesnar. But anyways, yeah, but you know what I mean. Yeah, I'm looking for, okay, who's going to carry TNA into the future? You know, who's going to be like the next like EC3 type character? Who's going to be like the next LA Knight? Who's going to be the next Rock? Someone that's going to like really wow people and get people to tune in. You never know. Could come out of nowhere. So
I'm fighting the urge to say your mom.
Oh God.
It's gonna be your mom. Anyway.
It's gonna be Eddie Edwards' mom.
Well, I'm gonna be, if I could be an asshole for a minute, I'm just gonna say, why does everybody have to be the next old thing? What, you know, who's gonna be the future? Who's gonna be the now, the present of this company? Not a past nostalgia act. We rely too much on that shit, and it's great.
I don't mean like bring someone back. I don't mean that.
I don't mean to lecture you. No, that's not what I'm saying, J-Bone. Again, open your ears. Get the corn out of there. Get your ear trimmers. Your little ball skate ear trimmers. Yes. And listen to what I'm saying. I'm saying is we're always comparing people that are popular now to acts in the past. So they're the next Rock. They're the next Stone Cold. They're the next Andre the Giant. They're the next this, that. Like, why don't we look at it as they're what's right now? They're their own thing. Like, I don't know. It's like the women's division. We're always comparing matches to, Awesome Kong versus Gail Kim. And it's like, but that's its own thing. You can't ever top what that was at the time that it happened. That's why every new situation is like, it's just its own thing. They're them. That's who the star is. I'm trying to be generalized and like, it's a wide open reach there, but
yeah. No, I agree with you. That's All right, we got a few minutes.
Over. Sorry. Sometimes I wake up.
It's okay.
My eyes are open, guys. I promise.
We got this one should be this is what do they say? This is beef on beef match.
Big meaty man slapping meat.
That too. Rhino versus Moose. I'm so happy Rhino's back.
I am too. Yeah, he's great. But this is going to be a ultimate Animal Kingdom showdown of a moose versus a rhino.
Bring it to Animal Planet, EY.
Oh,
if we could get one of the commentators to dress up like Steve Irwin, I'd really appreciate us.
I'm gonna poke this moose with a stick.
Look at that rhino.
No, we need like someone on like we need like Ray Wald on commentary to be like do a little like impression and be like, that's how the moose that's how he hunts his prey in the wild.
The wild.
Here we go. Norbert said it best. It's Spear versus the Gaw.
Oh yeah, the match of the similar finishing moves. I don't know. I'm just really excited to see a moose versus a rhino. I don't know who could possibly walk away the victor in this because both are very likely candidates to fuck each other up.
That's how it is.
It's
the moose is the rhino of the northern hemisphere. Geography isn't my strong suit.
So in Toronto, moose has an advantage.
Yes. Just not against a killer whale. So, you know.
But isn't rhino from just like one state away?
That's Michigan.
Just let me live in the delusion that these are real animals and they're going to fight to the death. Okay, dude? Just let me have this.
I'm like, moose isn't from Canada, is it?
I'm going to wipe my eyebrows off. I'm so frustrated.
Train there for a bit.
Oh, wait. You mean like National Geographic
Yes. Oh! Yes. Thanks for catching up.
This is why I drink 3 energy drinks during the show.
They don't know why they put up with me.
It all
never left.
It all taps in at some point. All right, now this one is going to be a barn burner. No titles on the line, just egos running wild here. We got Trinity and Jordynne Grace, who are going to be part of the headliners of Hard to Kill, versus Deonna Purrazzo and Giselle Shaw. What?
Dionzel. I'm trying to like create a cool combination name. Like when I came up with the Chandrash. I'm like trying to combine. I'm trying to get creative here.
Just trying to start
it up. Apparently, the way I'm saying the first way is very inappropriate, and I apologize. It's not my fault that their names sound like that.
Damn, it's slow. I just caught that.
That's why I'm trying to create an alternate second with Dionzel. There we go.
You mean
the Purrazzo, Shaw Rosa.
Deonna and Giselle. Dionzel.
Flow.
If you say it too fast, it comes out.
Don't say Denzel.
Don't say the first one, though. Just keep that. It's like it never happened.
Hashtag it with hashtag it and then put like the gif of Denzel going. I thought somebody died gif.
I thought somebody was talking about me.
Oh, I thought I left the hair straightener on. Okay.
Good.
That's what women worry about, guys, is when we leave the house, it's did we blow out the candles or did we leave the hair straightener on?
I can't relate. I'm sorry.
There's always time, J-Bone. But J-Bone's worried about what the main event is. A final resolution.
Have we gotten there?
It's main event time. Now you have to be careful here because if you look at the poster, you get really confused. The poster has Alex Shelley, Moose, Josh Alexander.
That's why you
Trinity
thought there was another match.
Right.
Oh, epic.
I'm just counting pictures. Yeah.
An epic showdown.
It's not easy to confuse this bone. We've got the debut of Zack Sabre Jr.
Oh,
in
yeah.
this match. He's going to be tagging with Josh Alexander versus the Motor City Machine Guns.
Repeat that?
We have the debut of Zack Sabre Jr.
Yes. Just what is the whole match? Who is in the match?
He's tagging with Josh Alexander versus Motor City Machine Guns.
Oh, this ain't gonna end good. It's a hodgepodge team, and this one don't make no sense.
No, but if you're like me and you
used to watch, like if Josh fucks up for Zack Sabre Jr., Zack Sabre Jr. is gonna put hands on him, bitch. So,
will they coexist? Dun,
I mean, they're British. They slap people. They don't give a fuck.
And these guys, especially Zack Sabre Jr., he works stiff.
I know. I've seen him at CZW. I've seen Zack Sabre Jr. wrestle live before, J-Bone. Would you like to touch my hand?
You know what I'm going to
This is like in 2016, 2017, something like that. 2016, I want to say.
2017, you got the year. And what do I always reference from 2017?
Flow Slam?
Flow Slam.
We saw where that was going.
He was Evolve champ for a while. He beat
I didn't watch Evolve.
Oh, fuck.
It's like I only got so much time to dedicate to watching wrestling, bro, and it's limited. And it's always been limited.
It was just Evolve back then was so good because it's everyone who's huge right now. It was my feud of 2017 when I was doing stuff on my Smash This podcast. My feud for that year, Darby Allin versus Ethan Page. Okay. If you watched back then, you get it. Now, just on paper, you're like, but trust me, it was heel Ethan Page back then, and that company was just ruthless.
I want to say wrestling in that time was fucking phenomenal, so I take your word for it.
No.
There was just something about that particular year of wrestling that, like, everything changed after that, and it's like, what happened? What happened? Everybody was huge, dude. It was crazy.
It's because we were on the cusp of big things happening in the industry, like the birth of AEW and people rising up to get to that point so they can get hired by a bigger company, no matter who it was.
Yeah. Oh, I guess that's what happened, though. All the bigger companies swept them out, and now we're just starting from the Renaissance again, I suppose. The Dark Ages.
That was the next wave of big indie names that were going to make it. You know? So, but yeah. Should be a great main event. I'm not sure where it's going to go. There's a few, like you said, there's a few different ways it could go. I know a lot of people questioning the whole thing between Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley. Of course, they're a tremendous team, but big picture here, Alex Shelley is world champ. Chris Sabin is X Division champ. On the other coin, you got Josh Alexander taking with Zack Sabre Jr. If something happens there, you're going to end up with what's going to be probably one of the best matches in an upcoming pay-per-view, like Hard to Kill. If we get Josh Alexander versus Zack Sabre Jr., shut up and take my money. Match of the night.
It's going to be fun.
So, a lot of different things can happen.
Matches coming out of this, I'm sure.
Yeah. And I don't think it's going to be a thing where Chris Sabin's gonna like cash in his X Division thing. Did we just get that?
Not long ago.
Yeah. Come here. Shh. What are you talking about? He says it's going to be phenomenal. He's looking forward to it.
Oh, good. I'm
His
glad.
money is on Josh and Zach.
If Valentino says it must be true.
It must be true.
Absolutely. And
He
if
doesn't
Rocky
lie.
were here, Rocky would probably agree with him.
Yeah.
There you go.
But Rocky is
I got final resolution tomorrow out of the greater Toronto area.
Well, Bill, you have a safe trip. If it works out, I'm going to try to set up a review tomorrow. Things have been a little wonky lately. No promises. I'm going to try. If not, we'll try to work it out for within the next few days. Okay.
All right.
So, are you going to be free tomorrow, Alicia?
Undecided.
Okay.
I have the dog, so like I'm lucky tonight that she's actually slept through most of tonight, whereas tomorrow might not be the same. So, and she's very high maintenance when she's awake.
She's like, "Oh, you guys are podcasting?" Whatever.
Well, that too. Oh God, 2 nights in a row. How could I? I don't know. We'll see. Maybe.
Give her an edible.
That J-Bone.
I prefer to smoke it, but thank you very much. I will accept the contribution.
There you go. All right. So if you're watching this on the repeat, by all means, folks, put your thoughts about final resolution. I keep on saying final resolution. Put your predictions in the comments. And thank you, Bill. Thank you, Alicia, for joining me tonight. And thank you all for tuning in. Even though we're day late and a few bucks short, something like that.
This is a weird show to watch, so thank you for making it this far. You guys are the real G's.
Yes, absolutely. We love our audience. One of a kind. But yeah, on your way out, you know what to do. Smash that like button, smash that sub button, ring that bell for notifications. Why? So that you know when more of our content hits your screen. Hopefully, we'll see you guys tomorrow night for Final Resolution